Okay, so paradiddles is the name, paradiddling is the game. That was ridiculous. Okay. One of the things about paradiddles in and of themselves is that because of their right to left nature, you can actually get once you get it going, you can get them fairly quick. I sort of demonstrated the paradiddle pyramid just a bit before, but one of the things that you can do is, now this is where I'm going to get a little bit complicated here probably. But when you start using certain techniques like what we call the molar technique. Now this is not a molar technique lesson, this is a paradiddle lesson talking about all this, but very quickly, molar is all about the whip stroke. That kind of thing. So that whip. That's whip as applied to paradiddle diddle. There you go. That whip starts to become right to left with a paradiddle, see? Right, left, right, left. You get that kind of... What I'm doing there is accenting the left hand, giving it a ring shot. Two feel. With the feet, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. One of the secret weapons of a few of the surf drummers, you know, when they wanted to play quite quickly, you know, that kind of thing, was a paradiddle. And could you see that there was a lot of speed happening? That kind of thing, but not a lot of energy exerted. You see, I can still talk to you over the top. It's all a single paradiddle. Reason being is I'm just thinking about right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. You see what I mean? There's that kind of thing. Now, you can also be a bit subtle, a bit subtle with it too, because sometimes when you've got melody, that's a triple. Double. Another double. I use this. That's a lick. That's a lick of mine. I use that a lot. Sometimes I play it and I'm liking it and suddenly, oh, Chris, you've done it before. You know, that sort of stuff when you're getting into a bit of rut or something like that. Oh, I do love it. I just love that sound. But that's just a double paradiddle, you see. So all these different rhythms are sort of coming out because of these age-old rudiments, the three paradiddles. And their inversions, putting them, you know, starting them in different places. Now, when I talk about paradiddles and their inversions, if you play another instrument, like piano, guitar, anything at all, that would be equivalent to me starting to talk about the modes, where from a major scale, you would be able to get the modal series in order: Dorian, Phrygian, or Ionian is a major scale, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, which is the natural minor, Locrian, to the octave, you see. So when you are studying jazz, Miles Davis, Kind of Blue album, modes, you know, listen to Metallica and Justice for All album. You're listening to Phrygian modes and Locrian modes used in a metal context. Things like that. When I talk about paradiddle inversions, I'm talking about the same setup, where I take a paradiddle, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, and then start on the next right hand. Right, right, left, right, left, left. It's the drummer's equivalent to studying the modes. You go to the next step. And for me, you have to do it. It's one of those things. It gives you so many different rhythms around the drums that hopefully I've demonstrated a few. This wouldn't be a half-hour TV show. This would be a 5-season series if I decided to go through every possibility of a paradiddle in every way, shape and form, if you know what I mean. Sort of thing. It's just endless. And that's the beauty of them. Okay. So what I want to do tonight, this is essentially the sequel, sort of thing, the second episode to everything that we're talking about with paradiddles, all the different things you can do, just the different possibilities you can do. Now, one of the first things, I'm just sort of starting to recap a little bit over this episode and the last, which is all about paradiddles. Even if you've just got the most basic of 4-piece drum kits. L shape, okay? Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. They're all variations on paradiddles and stuff like that. Now that's not new. I'm just doing it on the toms, and the first person I'm thinking about is the first person that really went, they're paradiddles, was Billy Cobham. Okay, first with his work with Miles Davis in the late 60s, Horace Silver before then even, all that, but he really smashed into the scene with his incredibly powerful drumming in the early 70s with the Mahavishnu Orchestra with John McLaughlin. Some of those patterns that he did with paradiddles are just to this day amazing. And then in the mid-70s, Steve Gadd, Mr. Paradiddle almost, just came in and blew all our socks away. For such a long time, are you a Billy Cobham guy or a Steve Gadd guy? You know, that kind of thing when I was a kid. And I used to like to think I was a both of them kind of guy, that sort of stuff. But that's what paradiddles do. They break up your rhythms. You can take a basic rock beat. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. You can make it pretty up-tempo drum and bass kind of thing if you want to. Something like that. I went straight into it. Getting it straight, single. Something like that anyway. Paradiddles. There it is there. Surfing music. It's almost Bombora, but anyway, there you go. And these kinds of things, molar technique to use to get into that sort of speed kind of. So you start to think in terms of just right, left, right, right? Great for fill-ins when you want to keep the backbeat in. And I'm dropping my sticks everywhere, but you get the point. I'll do it here. you don't, if you're playing a kind of music where you want that solid backbeat still there, you can do a fill-in without losing the backbeat. Paradiddles are great for that. So there you have it. Now, what goes on with all of this is that it all depends on the style and the structure you want. Paradiddles are everywhere. I'm going to go a little bit on the soundtrack side now, right? You know, something like a Birdman thing, classical percussive things. There is a double right there. Paradiddle based. Mixing it up, of course. Maybe I'll start to sit with a double. That's just a double paradiddle. What I did then was I sort of started fairly randomly, used two little tones like that. Kept that sort of washy hi-hat, splash hat with my, it's a Byzance extra dry, so it's got that really dirty, dark feel about it. Couple of shows ago I was talking about contrapuntal drumming, doing two different things. I've got my standard drum kit here, a little bit bigger than standard, but still, it's not new. And then 6 piccolo toms on my left, which could be anyone else's roto toms or just an octopad or whatever. If you're sitting there and thinking, look at all those drums, sort of thing. If you've got an octopad there, you've already got 2 more than me. But I do like, because I have these 2 down here. But we just love drums, don't we? The more the merrier. This just started out just a 6-piece drum kit 18 years ago. But let's get back on the Paradiddle, shall we? They can be used for different things. Just the other lesson, I was doing this. Left, right, right. See? Left, right, right. Left, right, right. Faster. There's your common denominator. Right, left, right, left. Paradiddle. A 4 against 3 polyrhythm right there because of a paradiddle. Thank you, Mr. Paradiddle. I could do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, writing that on the page, that'd come across crazy, but what I'm doing there. Now I'm syncopating on the 4 of the 4 against 3 polyrhythm. What the? We're getting into Frank Zappa stuff now. Getting into advanced polyrhythmic playing. That's what goes on. Thank you, thank you, paradiddles. Thank you, polyrhythms too. The reason being with this, now I'm getting advanced, is the fact is that you traditionally would play paradiddles until the cows come home. You needed it for 1,000 years of playing. If you're in the, marching band or marching into battle and all this sort of stuff. I've explained that earlier in these episodes. But what goes on with paradiddles themselves is that they become automatic to the point where you're only thinking of each side. Right, left, right, left. You see, so it's just, that's a triple, but I'm still just thinking, I'm only thinking two things, the right, the left. So I can still talk to you. Right, left, right, left, right. See? How's the weather today? Moving around the drums. You see? And then that gives you that grounding where you've ingrained the beat, and then that's my double paradiddle again. Now, I've got this recurring theme with the left hand, and my right hand is actually putting in the fundamental tones, you see. So I could have not too far off a 12-bar blues there, you know, that kind of a thing. So, you know, as a fundamental bass tone. So you could see what was going on. I just used my rack toms there. Ah! Come on, Chris. Come on. I couldn't do that if I didn't have a paradiddle down. So thank you, Harold, for kicking me up the bum all those years ago. I've been mentioning my old teacher, Harold Ripper, quite a lot lately. Maybe I'm just becoming a down. You know, oh, back in my day, I'm getting old now, but back in my day, we never used to practice that. See, just need 5-piece kit. To use that bit, the fifth bit sort of thing. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying what I'm doing. It's about paradiddles, recapping. Single, double, triple, all the inversions, all the different things you can do with them. This is a fairly, it's become a double episode. I could talk about paradiddles forever. Given that it is dry, I do understand that it can be a bit of a dry lesson for students because they just want to rock. But paradiddles is rock once you get to know them, you know, that kind of thing.